Hello, good evening, and welcome into live coverage of USL Championship Week 22. The season's back half well underway. The reigning champions Pittsburgh Riverhounds making their first trip out west to face the Oakland Roots. Tonight's match is presented by Mercado and Sacramento, from the town for the town. If you've been hit in a car accident, Mercado and Sacramento auto accident attorneys hit harder. Big payouts, fast results. Well, out in the Eastern Conference, Pittsburgh just one win in the last 5, but still well inside of the top 8. 3 points clear of 9th placed Hartford, who have lost, and 7 points back of the top 4. While in the West, Oakland were as high as 3rd place on June 20th. 6 weeks later, they fall into 9th, 1 spot and 1 point outside of the top 8 on the live table at the start of tonight. Team's warm-ups are brought to you by UCSF Health. Pittsburgh on short rest after Wednesday's loss to Tulsa. Oakland have had a full week to prepare for this following last week's loss to Sacramento Republic. And here's our players to watch, presented by UCSF Health. We start with Florian Velo for Oakland.
He's a true number 10. He plays between the lines of the center back and the midfielders. He finds those crevices. He can shoot. He can create for others. Now he's riding high with 2 goals in the last few games. He's the player to watch tonight for Oakland. Can he unlock this Pittsburgh defense and get Oakland back on track?
After Wilson and Prentice, he is next man up when it comes to goal scoring. While on the other side, Trevor Amon, he's been all the goal scoring for Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
This man can take the game by the scruff and turn it right around. Talk about dynamic. He scored the quickest hat-trick in U.S. soccer history just about 10 days ago against Louisville City. Just the Real Madrid of USL, that's all. But he absolutely took them behind the woodshed and showed what he can do. He's the man that they look for tonight to get goals coming off the bench.
Took just 3 minutes and 27 seconds to complete his hat trick against Lou City. We'll step aside for a quick commercial break. Both teams in need of a bounce back win when we come back. It's Oakland Roots and Pittsburgh Riverhounds next.
Here, soccer is a movement, more than just a game, that inspired us to be more than just a name on a jersey, more than a health insurance company, and more involved in helping Oakland grow. I'ma stay true to my roots, because in this town, we play for good. Let the rest do what it do. There's one thing I'ma do.
UCSF, but we have more female sports doctors than anywhere else in the country.
Our Women's Sports Medicine Center is the first clinic in the Bay Area to focus on female patients. We would reconstruct the ACL. Our bodies are different, our injuries are different.
We are constantly staying up to date on the latest science.
And we're all athletes ourselves, so we understand what their goals are.
We love to help athletes get back to doing what they love.
UCSF Health.
Tonight's match is presented in part by Anthem Blue Cross. Welcome back. Starting lineups are brought to you by Mercado and Sacramento. Ryan Martin makes 2 changes from that 3-1 loss to Sac Republic last week. Wolfgang Prentice takes over from Jacqueson, while Yu Sukanome makes his full debut, replacing Danny Trejo in attack.
Yeah, a team that's built around their possession. But look at the overload on the left-hand side. DiVicente and Velo.
So Oakland Roots in their black kit, Riverhounds in their alternate yellow, and it will be the home side Roots to kick off, moving from left to right in a sun-soaked Oakland Coliseum.
Trey, you say Oakland Roots black kits so nonchalantly. When it comes to kits in the USL, Oakland Roots take a bow. They show up every season and bring it.
So Roots look to press right away, and this gives you an indication of the kind of outing they're having in mind for Nico Campuzano. Ryan Martin told us in our production meeting this week, He wants Campuzano to be their leading passer, especially in the early moments because of their press. And sure enough, the only player for the Hounds with a pass coming up is Campuzano.
The man is a witch doctor. He can tell the future. But I tell you what, if they're going to press this Pittsburgh team, I think it's a great idea. Pittsburgh likes to play very compact, and to get around the press, that means Pittsburgh has to do something outside of their personality.
Those are the thoughts of Brian Davis. I'm Dre Cordero. Thrilled to have you with us on Match Day 22 in the USL Championship. Oakland lost 4 straight across all competitions. Pittsburgh sliding after losing 4 of the last 5. And a player down for the Roots in midfield. Is that Beruanga, who is slow to get up. 4 across the back for Ryan Martin. Tingy, Edwards, Hackshaw, and De Vicente in front of McIntosh, who starts in goal. McCabe, Lepley, and Beruanga is back on his feet, make up the midfield trio. Florian Valot, Wolfgang Prentice, and Peter Wilson in the attack for the hosts.
Talk about an iron man for this Oakland team. Beruanga has just played about every minute for this side. Started every match. Has that number 6 on his back. He's going to be patrolling, being the destroyer in midfield, breaking up plays. Two-way midfielder. Looks like he was treaded on by the cleats onto the fingers.
Here's Hackshaw. Not too long ago, eclipsed 20,000 minutes in the USL Championship, the TNC International.
One of his main attributes is his passing out to the back. He used to be a holding midfielder at the international level. Now he's asked to play centre-back.
Good ball delivered into the 18, intended for Wilson. Gathered by Campuzano. As mentioned, Roots were as high up as 3rd place in the Western Conference 6 weeks back on the 20th. It's the date of their last win. Since then, they've not won a match, they've not picked up a point, and they've slipped down to 9th place after dropping 9 points. Meanwhile, for the Riverhounds, just 1 win in 6 league outings. 4 goals in that stretch. They were all scored by Trevor Aman, who's on the bench for the start of this one.
I think so much of their game is creating chances from their press. If it doesn't work out for them, they're the ones that have to create the space. They're not moving the ball quickly enough in the attacking third. That's one of the reasons why they haven't scored in 180 minutes. And we spoke to Coach Vincent, and he said this is going to be up to him to try and create space and plays, if you will, in the attacking third for his 2 attackers tonight.
Long throw forward, knocked down near side for Charles All. There's Lasse Kelp. Walty. There's an aforementioned press of Oakland Roots. The Hounds trying to pass their way through it, doing so well for now. Souza. Ball lifted in toward the back post. A good delivery for All. Knocked down hard of the area. Came to it for the Hounds. It's a lovely touch to control. And sent goal bound, easily kept out by McIntosh, pouncing on the loose ball.
Hey, it's a shot on goal. That's all that counts. It's a little bit of a relief when you're Pittsburgh, who have scored so many times. You have sequences where you build up and you create, you go out wide, you come back in, and you don't even get a shot on the goalkeeper. It's one of those where you just kind of give yourself a little pat on the back. You got a shot on target.
25 goals in the season for the Roots, 19 for the Hounds. Shot on target is a welcome sight for the usually very defensive Riverhounds, who have taken on a little bit of an identity change with Rob Vincent at the helm. Champions last season.
But these are 2 teams suffering from the same disease. So they both have a goal. Riverhounds have a -1 goal difference. Oakland has a -2. They're definitely not in that area where they're defending well and keeping the goals at a surplus.
Building up nicely now. Through All. Kelp.
Look at the patience by this Oakland team. They're home. They're playing against the defending champs, and they're just sitting tight in the mid-block and allowing Pittsburgh to come onto them. There you go.
McCabe. Florian Valo and Tommy McCabe among the players that followed Ryan Martin over from Loudoun. It's a little easier to implement a new project when you bring 3 or 4 starters in tow.
Confidence, trust, that's what a coach wants in his players. Speaking about Loudoun, they got a win tonight.
What a result for them, for Ryan Martin's old club. Wilson. Luanga. McCabe. Haitians in possession from Oakland.
There's that overload on that left-hand side to Vicente.
For a sliver of an opening, never materialized. Wolfgang Prentice.
Talk about slippery when wet. 7 assists for the man who drifts out wide tonight. They're going to look for more width from him tonight.
His corner kick is powered by Ava Community Energy. Florian Valo standing over the ball.
You know, Loudoun United has a 37-year-old witch, we call him, at Santos. Florian Valo has those sort of characteristics. True number 10, crafty player.
Monaco and PSG youth product. Spent 4 seasons in Major League Soccer and stands over the ball now. Delivered near post. Wilson was there. Lepley into a wall of yellow shirts.
So many players at this level try to look for the perfect shot. There isn't the perfect shot. There was a window that opened up for him and it closed really quickly for Tucker Lepley. Sometimes you have to put your head down and put your laces through it.
Action with Michael Edwards. So 4 across the back for the Hounds as well. Vieira, Souza, Mikoy, and Kelp. Walty, Goldthorpe, All, and Mertz. They've loaded the field up with midfielders. Sukanome and Dikwa, the 2 up top. Sent away by Souza. Only as far as Hackshaw. First trip out west for the Hounds this season. Did play against Western Conference opposition twice already this campaign. They've not won either of those games. Here's McCabe. Again, Edwards. Moving the ball to move the opposition. Oakland. Tiggy.
Talk about trust. Edwards, one of the most used defenders on this team.
And Hackshaw.
Boy, do they like to pass. Don't they?
Edwards. And they do have plenty of confidence in the center backs in possession. The ball doesn't burn their feet.
No, and then they can unleash passes
What a
like
ball
this.
that is by Hackshaw. Well, it deserved better.
You said it.
It's De Vicente who was flying up that wing, and it's one that usually he'll bring under his spell.
You bring the team onto you. All the room is behind. The ball is put perfectly behind, and a poor touch lets Pittsburgh right back into the possession now.
Fighting back for possession. Whistle blows. It's a yellow card, and it's given against the Hounds. Yellow for Goldthorpe.
Well, after just 9 minutes to get a yellow card, Goldthorpe, who's playing midfield, at left midfield, actually right midfield right now, is now carded, and he has so much of the game left ahead of him. But maybe Coach Rob Vincent might have to make a change at halftime with his midfielder walking a tightrope.
So free kick opportunity from a long way out. Two on the wall for Campusano. For Goldthorpe, his second yellow of the season. Ball's driven in toward the spot. No one able to latch on for Oakland. They do have a throw.
They have Pittsburgh on their heels. It's a great opportunity to use that possession game now and keep them right there.
Slipping through is Lepley. Just managed to send that ball back in, well defended. The crowd of yellow shorts inside the 18, and it's cheaply given away straight back to Tingy. Vallo. Charles all have a seat. Now Hackshaw. With a good switch of play.
That deft touch by Vallo. We talked about players to watch.
Slipped through pass by Tucker Lepley, lifted into the area for Prentice to chase down. Max Vieira scrambles back.
Look at the patience in possession. A typical Ryan Martin team, left to right, now trying to find seams. That's why Vallo just thrives in this system. He gets the ball to his feet in the attacking third.
Swung in, left a little slack. Peter Souza there to deal with the threat. Good spell of possession, this Lepley. Promising approach now for Oakland Roots, lifted into the heart of the area. It's nudged out of trouble. McCabe.
I always say this, possession doesn't show up in the early part of the match. It's like body punches in a boxing fight. If you hold possession, the other team chases shadows for long periods of time. Fatigue sets in, frustration sets in. When you have players like Albert Dikwa who wants to get on the ball, Charles Hall, if they keep chasing the entire match, it's going to show up in the second half with fatigue.
Wanted it back, didn't get it. Instead it's reset back to Souza, who will send it further still to Campuzano.
And because you chase for such long periods of time, when you get possession, you're so careful with possession, you don't want to give it back. So you get out of your own game. That's how influential a very high possession team can be in a match.
Players want to have the ball, they want to express themselves with it.
Yes.
When they don't have it,
they don't want to chase the entire match.
Tension starts to build. Mikoy. For Souza. Picking their spots to press here, Oakland. Long ball out of the back for Dikwa's run.
This is playing perfectly into Oakland's hands. Right now, Pittsburgh, yes, they want to get behind this Oakland team who are pushing up with possession. But Oakland's spacing right now is so good. And because everyone has gotten a touch of the ball more than one occasion, everyone has sort of settled into the match as the home side with the crowd at their back, the ball at their feet. And now this Pittsburgh team, even though they're chasing shadows, they have a great position and great shape right now. This Oakland team is the one with the confidence. Look at that switch.
Oakland have 3 of their 5 wins on home soil this season. 3 wins, 3 losses, 3 draws. Comes out to 12 of a possible 27 points on home soil. Shot. Edwards. Yaduanga. It's lifted out of the back. Wonderful delivery for Vallo. Tingy. Early cross looking for Wilson. It's Wolfgang Prentice who will chase this one down. Again, forcing the Hounds to defend very deep. They've won another corner here. Oakland Roots, quarter of an hour in, it's all going exactly as Ryan Martin would like.
But Lassie Kelp got pinned back in his own half, so there was no outlet for him. He got it straight to Tingy. And I'll tell you what, Ryan Martin looks a little bit nervous right now. He wants a goal to put an exclamation mark on the type of game they've started with in the first 15 minutes. We asked him what he wants in the first 15 minutes. He wants to control the ball like he always does, and he wants to press high. Both factors in play.
And neither team has been particularly good at coming from behind. Pittsburgh, 0 wins, 2 draws and 8 defeats when they concede first. Oakland, just 1 win from 10 games. A combined 1 win in 20 tries when they concede the first goal. So first goal wins as Vallo swings this one in. Wilson meets it, and it's over the bar.
Peter Wilson just got a little sliver of daylight, but the ball was kind of behind him. So you have to go back and try to turn it back in towards the last post. Didn't pay off well. Could that be a warning shot for Pittsburgh?
Doesn't need many, does he?
As efficient as they get.
Last season's Golden Boot winner, scoring 8 straight at the end of the campaign. He's got himself another 10 goals this season.
Comes that press. Let's see if Oakland can get around it.
Hackshaw.
Look at the spacing, Greg.
Dequa applies the pressure on McIntosh. Edwards, the release valve.
Are we watching España all over again? I feel like we're in the middle of the World Cup and La Roja has just taken the field in Oakland.
Both teams want to press. Both teams want to win the ball. Close to the opposition's goal. There's Rob Vincent, who led this team to their USL Championship crown last season.
I mean, it certainly was a steel sort of feeling with this Pittsburgh team last year. An iron curtain, if you will. Couldn't score against them. This year they're leaking goals and they can't score enough to compensate for it.
19-4, 20 goals against. Goal difference a little worse on the road, where they've scored just 8 and allowed 11. Edwards. Here's Tingy. Vallo. What a lovely ball that is from Hackshaw. Options to either side, leading Florian Vallo to the edge of the area. Vallo drives the cross in. It's Victor Souza. Here to deal with the threat. It's nice to have a center back who can break through lines with his passing. Here he is back in the ball, Hackshaw.
Puts so much pressure on the opposing team. Because all of a sudden the attacking midfielder or the centre forward can turn and they're facing the back line.
Biaruanga. It's interesting to know Biaruanga, who is a holding midfielder, defensive midfielder if you like, but he drops into that right back spot to give Keegan Tingy a chance to get forward on attack. This dynamic shape of Oakland roots.
Good ball.
And now that's just where the Hounds are looking to exploit. It's Charles All who's in behind. He's got Dequa at the back post, and it's Hackshaw who puts out the fire. Dequa was creeping unmarked at that back post and needed better service, and Al knows it.
Well, that's the little space you're waiting for. You're waiting for Oakland to slip up. Charles All got a fortunate bounce. But by the time he turned here on Edwards, here's the bounce that he gets. And Dequa is completely marked. There's no passage to get to him. There's Hackshaw making sure that the avenue was closed.
Vallo. All. Now Walty. Spotting that run of Dequa at the back posts. Also Goldthorpe was creeping up. Just blasted out of the back, and Campusano alert to it. Nice open game in the course of these first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to give that credit to Oakland, who seems to be very, very daring with the ball. Yes, it's high possession, but they're moving up as a unit. They're going out wide. They're not staying compressed and conservative.
Walty. Tell you what, though, Pittsburgh, as Dequa gets away from the initial marking of Hackshaw, laying it off for Goldthorpe. Charles All again, isolated on the near side, working against Tingy. Oh, Dequa trying to knock it down. It's Goldthorpe! Point blank and makes no mistake. Hypnotic ball movement from the defending champions, and the Hounds strike first. Elliot Goldthorpe with his second goal of the season. But magic in the buildup.
Well, the crowd can't stand it. Oakland did everything right up to this point. Charles All just put the ball towards the back post, and it went through 2 Oakland players to get to Goldthorpe. There's Dequa doing a great job holding up. When the ball comes out wide to this left-hand side, Charles Hall just swings it towards the last post. Look at the black shirts. 1, 2. And then nobody could pick up Goldthorpe, understandably. The problem was nobody snuffing out the cross or the pass by all. If it gets through, the defenders are now left for dead. Good finish though by Goldthorpe.
Well, Max Vieira picks up his first assist in the USL Championship. Goldthorpe with the easy finish. And 20 minutes in, it's the Hounds in front.
For a team that's now lost 4 in a row before this match, that is the ultimate kick in the teeth to control proceedings in the opening 20 minutes and get hit with a sucker punch.
This season we've seen a Riverhounds team that has a little bit more possession, wants to have the ball more. It's not still solid defensively, just not quite as it has been in previous years. He's giving this away to Goldthorpe, squared in. Well, Sukanome was salivating at the thought of a debut goal.
I tell you what,
Goldthorpe couldn't find them.
Coach Rob Vincent will be pulling his hair out. They did all the hard work, and Goldthorpe had Sukaname to tap in, and he couldn't find him.
Still, Ryan, the point I was making is this is a team that's still better without the ball. Their average possession in 7 league wins, 46%. In 8 league losses, 52%. Wow. Once again, they're behind in the possession battle, but they're ahead on the score sheet. Vallo. Tingy. Edwards happy to put this out of play. It'll be a throw for the Hounds, and momentum has shifted. Elliot Goldthorpe, attacking midfielder out of Leeds. It's his 4th USL Championship regular season goal today, 2nd of the season. A lot of ball players out there for the Hounds. All Goldthorpe, Mertz, Sukanome, Dikwa, Walty.
Goldthorpe surprisingly leads this team in shots. I'll tell you what, that one shot he had today,
That's all he needed.
that's all he needs.
Doubles his season tally. Sent away by De Vicente. And Sukanome, a very hopeful hit.
Well, let's see what Oakland does now. You have possession now, you have a goal kick. Here comes the high press. Let's see if they keep that demeanor that they had in the opening 18 minutes of this match. It's been all Pittsburgh for the last 5. And the demeanor is cracking a little bit. The confidence is starting to erode for Oakland.
I think the drive home the point of just how good the Hounds can be without the ball when they are pressing, winning it back, and being more efficient. Wednesday against Tulsa, 56% possession. They had 1 shot on target, no goals. Lost to Rhode Island the week before that with 54 possession. 2-0 at Louisville, they had 36% and won that game. Of course, that had the 3.5-minute hat trick by Trevor Rahman. And a 2-1 win over Detroit, had just 31% possession in that game.
So what are you telling me is for them to just kick the ball into the backfield?
Some teams know how to suffer without the ball.
Yeah, discipline, right? That Italian mindset.
This will be another throw for Oakland Roots.
Speaking about Italian mindsets, we
Go on.
brought this up in our last broadcast. Passing of Franco Baresi, R.I.P. Franco.
Absolute legend.
One of the great stories of him being 34 years old in 1994 World Cup. Gets an injury, had to get surgery after the first match. Comes back for the World Cup final and was basically player of the match. Despite the loss, it was 0-0 after 120 minutes. Baresi locked down Romario and Bebeto. Took it to penalties, Brazil won.
Is that all? Just lock down those two?
That's it. Has them in his hip pocket.
Last Blasted away by Campuzano. Tingy. At least it wasn't between the sticks. He sent that ball back to McIntosh. Vallo, challenged by Souza in the air.
Pittsburgh quite rightly are smelling blood in the water. They're pushing up high now, not allowing Oakland to get back their stride.
Plenty of size in that back line for the Hounds as well. Kelp is 6'3", Miko is 6'5", Souza is 6'2". Tingy. Gaduanga. He rushed his pass, they've given it away. They've got it back. Lepley now.
Here they move up as a group. Look at the black shirts coming forward. Like a big family moving up.
Gaduanga. Keegan Tiggy. Lots of good ball delivered. Looking for Wilson, or at least spotted initially by Gaduanga. Mertz. Doesn't quite link up with Walty. They've given it straight back to Gaduanga. Souza. Here's De Vicente. Started the season on the bench and has made himself one of the first names on the team sheet now. This was De Vicente, one of the top playmakers out of that left back position.
You and I talked about this in our last broadcast. Amazing that the fullbacks and the wingbacks are the ones creating the opportunities. De Vicente leads his team in assists because that's where the room is. All the traffic is in the middle of the park now, and teams are conceding the sides. When the wingbacks or fullbacks get around, they have opportunities to put the ball on a dime and pick out a player.
It's raffled into the middle by Nico Campuzano.
This is exactly the game Pittsburgh wants, and Oakland is trying to avoid.
Kelp is out of the orbit. All appeared to be fouled and was by Tingy.
To say, after the first 18 minutes, the Rose sucker punch. Now the game has been taken away from Oakland, and Pittsburgh now seems to be more confident.
Big momentum shift following the goal. This season, when they score first, Pittsburgh 8 wins, no draws, and just 1 loss.
8 wins
across all compositions.
Wow. This man is going to have to be at his very best. Wolfgang Prentice, wiry figure on the far side, can get to the byline, pick out players. Charles Orr from Stetson University in Central Florida. Got a chance to see him for a few years. Plays as a true 10. Here's that pacing, and the pacing is picking up.
Whistle blows against Lasse Kelp. Mentioned Italian soccer. Well, this is about 3 people at home watching. We're big Serie A fans, but that baseball cap, shades of Beppe Iacchini, the former Fiorentina head coach, longtime Serie A and Serie B coach. Ryan Martin has perfected the look stateside.
If you want to talk Italian soccer, let's do it on. I love it.
Well, meanwhile, there's an injury out on the pitch. It's Tommy McCabe, the captain. Has something of a gash. Well, this injury timeout is brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Anthem is transforming healthcare by improving the health of our local communities.
Well, talk about leaders. You don't get a better leader than Tommy McCabe in this league. 21 games played so far this season, 19 starts, and now he's a bloody warrior now with a captain's armband on him. Here's the collision.
It's the knee of Kelp.
It was always awkward. The ball was wayside. McCabe naturally went down for it there.
Not Kelp, but Galthorpe.
But there was one for the hip, or it was in the hip area. So you can't fault Galthorpe.
To revise that once more, it looks as though it was Owen Mikoy's right knee that made contact with McCabe.
McCoy, rather. You never want to see blood pouring out of a player. And because he's been running so much in the last 20 minutes, it's going to be so hard to stem that blood flow. I'm not a doctor, I just play one on TV.
Just going to ask if you picked that up over at Stetson. Let's go look at Rob Vincent.
This is not a good sight. He looks in a very awkward position.
So McCabe needing to come off to get some attention as they try and stop that bleeding around, looks like to be his right ear. Catching the knee of Owen Mikoy. Accidental.
Does he come back out with the old bandage around the head? You remember back in the day, there was huge white bandages with circles.
Very unlikely that he doesn't come out, whether he comes back out with a bandage or not. I also remember sometimes things that look like a swimming cap.
Yes.
They would put on there as well to keep everything in place.
Come on, Tommy McCabe.
I have an image in my head of Jan Kohler wearing.
Jan Kohler, well said.
So McCabe.
Get your swimming cap out.
So for the moment, Oakland Roots will be with 10 men waiting for the return of their captain. And keeping that pressure on their ear as well, which suggests the blood has not stopped flowing.
You can see the looks on their faces and their body language after the sucker punch, and now seeing their captain be all bloodied and off the field. This Oakland team not impressed.
So they're going to have to make a change as McCabe is done for the outing. And it's the former Pittsburgh Riverhound man, Bertrand Jacquesson, who comes on to replace him.
There goes the old swimming cap.
Yeah. But in comes a good storyline. Jacquesson, who won the USL Championship last season with the Hounds, now coming on to face them for the first time as an Oakland Roots player. One goal and 2 assists so far this season. He had 6 goals in his 2 previous seasons with the Hounds.
Usually a left-sided player, left-footed. He's versatile, can play midfield, can play in the back line.
So obviously the injury and the bleeding are, rather the player's health is the most important thing, but that did take a while to get back underway. McCabe was down for a while and came off, and now finally in the 34th minute we're back underway.
So Ryan Martin is not messing around. He's now put another attacking player on the field in expense for McCabe.
I think he'll drop Beduanga alongside Lepley, and Jacquesson will be part of a 3 attacking midfield setup with Prentice, Vallo, and Jacquesson behind Wilson. Jacquesson's given this one away to Charles All, who's had his pocket picked. Strong tackle by Florian Vallo. There's the fresh legs of Jacquesson. Past the initial marking of Walty, this is Tingy. Well, Lepley looks a lonely figure in that midfield now after the changes. Souza skips past the challenge of Peter Wilson. Vieira.
I haven't called Robbie Woods' name much. He's usually
hasn't been on the ball much.
Yep, has usually the engine in midfield. There he is. That sort of tells the tale so far in the first half for him.
Jacquesson trying to force the issue, working here against Kelp. Lepley. It's Florian Valo, actually, who's dropped into a deeper midfield position now.
Somebody asked me the other day to describe Robbie Mertz, his game. I said, well, he's chicken, he's vegetables, he has carbohydrates, and you get the dessert after. He's the entire package. No weaknesses. Gives you the whole deluxe package every night.
Robbie Mertz, a 3-course meal.
Yeah, yes.
This is blasted out of the back for Decoy to chase, and McIntosh comes a long way out to meet it. Minutes remained of first half normal time, plus a few added on, particularly for that injury substitution. Jackson. Wilson is well marked by Victor Souza. Well, Roots fans, it's not too late to celebrate the history of the Coliseum in person at Oakland Roots. Sign up now for our Coliseum Countdown Pack. Get all the perks of membership for the rest of the year. Visit oaklandrootssc.com/tickets or call 510-488-1144 and lock in your tickets today.
You know when we go to the movies and there's always a protagonist and an antagonist?
Absolutely.
Oakland Roots possession 72%, dictating the play. Pittsburgh 28%. But yet Pittsburgh with the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, plays right into beating Detroit with 31% possession, beating Blue
secret,
City
right?
with 36% possession. Just let them have the ball and lull them to sleep.
Yeah.
Edwards. Garuanga. Valo. Vicente now. Flighted forward for Wilson. He really got around the marking of Mikoy. Tell you what, they pressed very effectively early on, Oakland Roots, but Campuzano has not been the #1 passer for the Hounds.
Yeah.
Mertz.
How can they enjoy a spell of possession to take the pressure off of their midfielders and forwards who've been chasing?
Here's Walty, starting from very deep. Jumping into the backline, essentially the midfielder Walty. Good ball for Decoy into the 18. I think better defensive effort from Hackshaw. A little flash.
All left foot.
It's opened up nicely here though for Oakland Roots. A long switch looking for Prentice. Moving it down to Vicente. Again, it's Prentice. Wilson waits in the box. Garuanga did well to find Lepley. A little bit of a heavy touch. First touch is everything in this game.
And some.
Hackshaw. Tingy.
The patience of this team is something to watch as they continue to move off the ball to create space for others.
Lepley has moved to this near side, combining with Tingy. Valo's won this one back. Prentice. That's lovely from Prentice. Deflected! And it flashes just wide. After the deflection, it'll be a corner kick for Oakland Roots.
Well, they maneuvered the ball so well that they actually smothered Pittsburgh. Kelp got a hold of the ball, but there was no outlet for him. Valo picked it up, and look at Prentice. Big deflection there. Campuzano was left for dead. But you have to love the adventure of Prentice. Splits two defenders and earns a corner.
Made a big change in the midfield since substitution. Jacqueson on from McCabe. Lepley was playing a little wider, a little further forward. It's Garuanga and Valo who have dropped into a double pivot. Here's Jesus de Vicente, set piece specialist for the Roots.
Major two-way player on that far left-hand side.
swinger. Lepley now, a little casual.
Second time he's touched it down.
Always there. This is Walty who's trying to track this one down. He's just hoping to keep it in play. It has done. We'll turn to the CBS Sports Network on Saturday, August 8th for an action-packed USL Championship Western Conference showdown. It's feisty Monterey Bay taking on surging New Mexico United. Club determined to climb up the standings. Catch all the action on the CBS Sports Network August 8th at 10 p.m. Eastern. Miko scrambles all the way back. It's an interesting setup to the back four for the Hounds. They've got essentially three big center backs and one midfielder posing as a fullback. And Max Vieira, who's got the assist on the goal. Souza, Miko, and Kelp, naturally all central defenders.
I've seen that setup before in international play, where one team, they favor one side of the field in moving forward, and then with the three centre backs, the side with the centre back on the wing, the player in front of him is asked to do a lot of running back and forth and be more attacking.
Action. Playing with fire, Valo. Disciplined defending from Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Jacobson looking to get away. Kelp is well enough to avoid the corner kick. It'll be a throw deep in Hounds territory. Quickly in for Lepley. Valo. Tingy.
Tell you what, Oakland will love a goal here at the halftime talk at 1-1 compared to down 1-0. When you've owned so much possession, there'll be an entirely different locker room during halftime.
We just need a goal and a palate cleanser. Hackshaw is all looking a little predictable at the moment.
The pacing of the pass seems to be a little bit slower and unsure of themselves as compared to the opening 20 minutes.
Or just maybe rushing his pass there as he was looking for Dikwa. It's Florian Valo to build out of the back. Tingy is so often the outlet on this near side to build. He's giving it away. Al. Rome couldn't quite hang on. Well, they would absolutely love a goal here. Jackson is in behind. Wilson in the middle.
Oh, what a stop.
Decoy gets it away.
And the solid counter.
Oh, this could be very promising. Decoy in a foot race with Hackshaw. Not the fastest, but he is clever.
Nonchalantly just uses his body, understands where the players are, looks at the keeper, Decoy shifts and goes the other way. But I tell you what, the stopping of the cross over here, every coach demands it. Stop the service, stop the cross. And that's exactly what Kelp did.
Well, this is the town season, and the 2026 Oakland Roots and Soul jerseys are here. Same heart, same city. One built from myth, one built from within. Two teams, one Oakland. Get yours now at shop.oaklandrootssc.com or any Roots or Soul home game.
Didn't I tell you about the kids?
Some of the best merch in all of American sports.
Tell you what, unbelievable.
Preaching to the choir.
They show up.
So we can take past the final minute of first half normal time. Tingy solved it well on the pressure from all. Wilson for Jackson. It's a little long. Did he keep it in play? He has Jackson. Tingy. Jackson. Valo. Jackson will take it himself. He calls his own number. He's on his left. Deflection. And Campusano not taking any chances. Holds on.
Jackerson is a two-footed player. On that left foot, he's comfortable. Couldn't find the technique there, but things seem to open up after a while. A sudden change of pace. They lull Pittsburgh to sleep. What a big deflection there. He was looking for that far post.
Roots are still without a shot on target in this game. Caruana. Vicente adjusts. 5 minutes added on, a minimum 5 minutes of stoppage time as we tip through the last few seconds of the first. So they'll play until at least the end of the 50th minute.
I think that's fair. I think the Tommy McCabe injury was 5 minutes.
McCabe replaced after 33 minutes. Apparent head injury. Long switch by Biaruanga. Wolfgang Prentice struck it as it came, looking for Wilson. It's given away cheaply by De Vicente. Oakland Roots have 4 shots in the game, and none of them have been on target. 2 out of 3 have found the target from the Hounds, including the opener. Now Jackerson again on the near side. This time not able to keep the ball in play. But you know what? He's had a positive influence since coming on. Been a constant outlet on the near side.
Yeah, has those long strides. People are okay to put the ball ahead of him. It didn't work out here, but in most instances he can get onto it. Two-footed, coming on his left-hand side. Very comfortable. Now what is that? Is that what is that? A Twizzler? I mean, it looks delicious.
Blood sugar starting to get a little low.
It is. Just looking at it, my blood sugar is now going back up.
Started by Campuzano, who's not had a save to make yet. Hounds ball, and they're in no rush to get things restarted. Happy to take a 1-goal lead into the halftime break. Found the opener after 21 minutes. Elliot Goldthorpe, assisted by Max Vieira.
There's the brass in the background, making their presence felt.
Digua. Can they find a second before the halftime break? It's Valo who's there to intercept. Gets it back from Lepley. Jackerson. Edwards.
Pittsburgh are going to be very comfortable now to see out the last minute and a half. Already starting to retreat into into that defensive, attacking third block, 3-quarter block they will call it.
What, if anything, would you like to see change from Oakland Roots in the second half?
I think without the ball, if they can apply more pressure on Pittsburgh when Pittsburgh has possession, break up a play, have Pittsburgh out of position, a quick counter, getting behind the back line. But Pittsburgh doesn't want the ball for that same reason.
It's a great Champions League matchup many years ago, dating myself. I'll give you a moment. This is Tingy.
Oh, you're in good company.
Send the cross in. But it's a Champions League match between Jose Mourinho's Chelsea and Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid. And Atleti captain Gabby was asked, what will you do if they give you the ball? He said, we'll give it back.
Who budges first loses.
So Kelp here to put this ball back in play. De Vicente. It is beautiful to see when a team can dominate a game without the ball. They can dominate spaces.
Yes. I mean, there was very much a period of time in the 90s when the Italians brought that to life.
Well, that will do for the opening 45 minutes. 21 minutes in, Elliot Goldthorpe found the breakthrough, his second goal of the season. Max Vieira's very first USL Championship assist. And for the moment, it's worth all 3 points. At halftime, Pittsburgh Riverhounds 1, Oakland Roots 0. We'll step aside for a quick commercial break. We'll be back with a look at all of the action from the first 45 and around the USL Championship Week 22. Go through a full print of the difference at the break.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You might not be related, but you're still family. You don't just give an extra hand. You give your whole heart and a whole lot of muscle. Because it feels good to raise up the community that raised you. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Sana, sana. Sana, sana, colita de rana.
Sana, sana, colita de rana. Si no sana soy,
Sanará mañana.
Infórmese sobre un seguro médico de bajo costo o sin costo con Anthem Blue Cross. Así usted y su familia pueden sana.
A lot of people don't know this about UCSF, but we have more female sports doctors than anywhere else in the country.
Our Women's Sports Medicine Center is the first clinic in the Bay Area to focus on female patients. We would reconstruct the ACL. Our bodies are different. Our injuries are different.
We are constantly staying up to date on the latest science.
And we're all athletes ourselves, so we understand what their goals are.
We love to help athletes get back to doing what they love.
UCSF Health.
Welcome back. It is halftime at the Coliseum, where the Hounds lead it a goal to nil, courtesy of Elliot Goldthorpe's opener in the 21st minute. His second goal of the season, assisted by Max Vieira, and it could be worth all 3 points to the defending champions. Meanwhile, here's a look at how USL continues to run and building the future of our league and our game.
They are more than shiny and new. The latest collection of brand new stadiums in USL are a commitment to communities. Fans in Boise have set attendance records. Finishing touches greet the fans in Fort Wayne weekly. In Greenville, Triumph fans are in love with their permanent new home. These projects take time and patience, but nothing gets a community excited like seeing a shovel in the ground. Detroit City of the USL Championship has gone from dreams to renderings to construction. At its recent groundbreaking in Southwest Detroit, Alumni Phi Stadium became a vision for the very near future.
We've been incredibly fortunate to create something that's way bigger than us, and that we have the great fortune of being stewards of it. And the stadium represents really an investment in that community, an investment in this neighborhood, a tremendous investment in the city, and something that will be around for generations to come.
With this stadium, the club is investing in its future and demonstrating a long-term commitment to building a sustainable, community-driven club. I'm excited for what the future holds for Detroit City. I can't wait to be back here for the opening match in 2028. And I want to say congratulations to the fans, supporters, ownership group, and the entire community that made this amazing new home possible.
At 15,000 seats, Alumni Phi raises the bar for Detroit City. Soon there will be more groundbreakings and sounds of stadium construction as USL gets closer to the launch of Premier.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prince Tires will be there for the long haul.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You might not be related, but you're still family. You don't just give an extra hand. You give your whole heart and a whole lot of muscle. Because it feels good to raise up the community that raised you. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
It is halftime in the USL Championship. Time for the headlines for the week. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio. Olex Anderson of the Las Vegas Lights made club history last week by scoring a goal at the 42nd mark of the match against Detroit City. That's a Vegas record and the fastest goal in the USL Championship this season. By the way, that 1-0 victory makes it 3 consecutive road wins for the Lights. Now, despite that highlight, it was a tough week to score goals. The goalkeepers in the championship posted 10 shutouts in 13 league matches. Ethan Bondre of Loudoun United led the way with 9 saves against Indy 11. Hartford Athletics' Anthony Siaha made 6 saves in a shutout. Next season, Atletico Dallas will make its debut in the championship, and this week, the club made some immediate noise announcing the signing of the great Chicharito. Yes, Javier Hernandez, the longtime star of Mexico, Manchester United, Bayer Leverkusen, and many more, will return to the pitch as Atletico Dallas's first ever player signing. A pair of upcoming national spotlight games, Richmond Kickers and New York Cosmos in League One next Wednesday. Next Saturday, it's Monterey Bay and New Mexico United. Both matches are on CBS Sports Network. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
So nice and caught up with the rest of the USL Championship. Our focus right back at the Coliseum, where Pittsburgh leaded a 0-0, courtesy of Elliot Goldthorpe's 21st minute strike, his second of the season, and it's got the Riverhounds in front. Here's a look around the rest of match day 22 in the USL Championship. Still to come, Sacramento against Sporting Club Jacksonville. El Paso take on Monterey. Tulsa, fresh off their midweek win over the Hounds, 1-0. They will now take on Sac Republic Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. While also on Wednesday over on the Golazo Network, you get Las Vegas Lights against Oakland Roots, who have a short week ahead of them. Hounds facing a short week now. Oakland on the other side of it. So a few of the games have gone final in this match week 22. Loudoun 2-0 winners over Hartford Athletic. A really positive back-to-back performances for Loudoun United, who won away to Indy. First club to come away from Indy with all 3 points. They now beat Hartford as well, one of the toughest defenses in the league. Charleston put 5 up on Brooklyn. Miami and Detroit finished at 2 goals apiece. Lexington edge out Monterey Bay 3-2, while the Rowdies and Lou City in an absolute shootout. 5-4 the final score. The runaway leaders and Louisville City team that have been the class of this league for many seasons now. A couple of games still going on now at halftime. Orange County leading El Paso a 0-0. No goals yet between Vegas and Phoenix Rising. Check that. We're just hearing the Las Vegas Lights have just taken the lead in that contest. And so the Lights, just before the hour mark, lead at a 0-0 over Phoenix. Phoenix, who are coming off of a win, or rather a 0-0 draw against Hartford last week. We'll step aside for a quick commercial break, and the second half is coming up on the other side. Roots 0, Hounds 1 at halftime.
Here, soccer is a movement, more than just a game, that inspired us to be more than just a name on a jersey, more than a health insurance company, and more involved in helping Oakland grow. I'ma stay true to my roots. Because in this town, we play for good. Let the rest do what it do. There's one thing I'ma do.
But we have more female sports doctors than anywhere else in the country.
Our Women's Sports Medicine Center is the first clinic in the Bay Area to focus on female patients. We would reconstruct the ACL. Our bodies are different. Our injuries are different.
We are constantly staying up to date on the latest science.
And we're all athletes ourselves, so we understand what their goals are.
We love to help athletes get back to doing what they love.
UCSF Health.
Tonight's match is presented in part by Anthem Blue Cross. So with the second half fast approaching, a chance to look back at the very best of the opening 45 minutes, Oakland Roots and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. It was a bright start for Oakland at home with the Hounds in search of the go-ahead goal. Wonderfully worked for all on the near side. And have a look at this. Goldthorpe arriving unmarked, point blank, 1-0.
Yeah, Oakland's bright start eventually just turns to pieces after Pittsburgh buys their time. Right there, the poor defending from the cross from all opens up Goldthorpe's finish. And the old sucker punch, Pittsburgh, the defending champs of USL, take an unlikely 1-0 lead.
For Goldthorpe, his second goal of the season. For Max Vieira, his first assist in the USL Championship. Roots looking to pull one back here as Jacqueson breaks loose into the 18. Fires just wide, kept out by Campuzano. Oakland Roots did not have a shot on target in the course of those first 45 minutes.
Little change of pace from the substitutes. Get some daylight. Trying to find that far corner. It was a big deflection, but I tell you what, Campuzano, he was all money.
5 shots from the Roots, none on target. 4 from Pittsburgh Riverhounds. 2 of those asking a question of Kendall McIntosh, and there was little he could do to keep Elliot Goldthorpe's opener out after 21 minutes.
Not only that, though, the stats that are not showing here, 426 passes to 179. At the end of the first half, incredible stuff. 425 to 152 rather. Incredible stuff by Oakland. However, they just don't have a goal to show for it.
As a team, they have a pass accuracy of 90%. Oakland Roots.
Incredible.
They have monopolized possession, used the entirety of the field, and failed to produce a shot on target.
Well, the fans are still here, the noise is still being made, the brass is still being played in the background. Can the players live up to the hype?
Another stat to point out, it's not as if it's just passing between the defenders to keep that possession up. They have 44 entries into the final third. It's twice the amount as the Riverhounds have in the course of those first 45 minutes. What would you like to see different from the home side in the second half?
I think players have to become a little bit more individual. I understand the system is more team-based, I understand that. But there does become a time in the attacking third when a player like Jacqueson, what he did, he made a change of pace, got the ball on his left foot, was saved by Campuzano. They need more of that coming from Wolfgang and company, and Valo as well.
Jacqueson coming on after 33 minutes to replace the captain Tommy McCabe, who left the pitch bleeding. That did change the personnel in the midfield quite a bit as Florian Valo, who started out on the wing, dropped into more of a central holding midfield role with Biaruanga.
People don't realize though that McCabe loss is a psychological blow to this Oakland team, seeing their leader go off in blood after just conceding a goal when they dominated the play. It was like 2 punches coming in a matter of seconds for them.
And McCabe's a player who solves so many tactical puzzles all over the pitch as well. So missing in his absence.
Daniel Trejo is one of those players that Coach Ryan Martin spoke about individually. Really needs some goals from him, some production. And that hat is something that I have to try and purchase.
Bit big-headed, if you ask me. But
have you ever seen Meatballs? You remember Meatballs with Darth Vader, dark helmet?
Yeah,
big
of
helmet?
course. Spaceballs.
It looks, yeah, Spaceballs.
Yes.
It looks like he...
On the bench.
Well, the weight of the world is on this man's shoulders. After a 4-game slide, did everything right in the opening 15 minutes. He thought they were onto something good, and they were. And they did not defend a Charles All cross at all. And it opened up Goldthorpe to get that 1-0 lead. And now Ryan Martin doesn't have that pep in his step like he did before the match. Well, one of his teams won tonight. Loudoun United, 2-0 win. His ex-team.
His former team,
Yep.
team that he built and took to the playoffs for the first time last season. New project now at Oakland. He packed his bags and a handful of starters from that Loudoun team as well. So Florian Valo has inherited the captain's armband from McCabe following the injury.
Well, they are very compact, Pittsburgh.
They are now.
Yep, just like that, and they will be on the field very shortly in a diamond 4-4-2 or a box formation 4-4-2, which allows the wing backs to come up to join the attack. But boy, do they try to corral teams to the sidelines in their press, and they orchestrate their press so well. Coach Rob Vincent takes pride in it, whether it's a full press all the way up to the 18-yard box, or they sit back in that mid-third block, just waiting for the opposition to come into that danger zone.
Ryan, these are a huge 15 minutes to open up the second half. It's a window of time in which Pittsburgh have been able to do damage all season long. They've scored 7 of their 19 goals coming into tonight, but within that 46th to 60th minute, whatever Rob Vincent has been saying in the halftime team talk has been giving them good effect, and Oakland Roots may have to weather the storm in the next quarter of an hour as the Hounds get things underway, moving from left to right on your screen, up a goal to nil, courtesy of Elliot Goldthorpe's.
That's his secret right there, Bray. Just punt it down the road and get back defensively.
Well, we've seen now both coaches open the half that
Yep.
way. It's exactly what Oakland Roots did with their kickoff.
And now they're going to set up defensively as Pittsburgh, exactly what they want. Now, this Oakland team, when you play a possession game, you're going to have some sort of bravery. And they exude that bravery in the opening 20 minutes of the first half before the goal. They're going to have to bring that right back here after Coach Martin just reminded them what the identity is in this match. And Valo just gives the ball away.
Back on the ball now, Valo. Toppled as he draws the foul. So no more personnel changes, at least for now. McCabe was replaced by Jacobson just after the 30-minute mark. The other 21 players that started this contest are out there. Valo. McCoy couldn't quite hang on. And Oakland have a throw deep in Hounds territory. Jacobson. Valo. Yaruanga. Edwards. Valo catapulted out of the back for Wilson. It's usually a ball that Wilson would latch onto. It's well defended by Victor Souza.
Excellent defending by Souza. That's the sort of invention they need in the attacking third. Something a little bit more direct. Yes, we love the possession. Yes, get the ball up to the attacking third. But when you do get just before that line, try to break some lines with a pass rather than go side to side.
Not that he needs many touches, but so far 7 touches in this game for Peter Wilson, who has 10 goals in the last 10 games.
Kids, center forwards, get the most glory, but it's a thankless job. There's so much running without any sort of reward. So understand the fitness level and the discipline to be a forward is something to behold.
Good ball over the top for Wilson to chase. He's in a foot race with McCoy. Wilson got there first, but McCoy won the battle.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
And then straight back to De Vicente. think it was Johan Cruyff who said even top players will have the ball for 3-4 minutes in a game. It's what you do with the remaining 97 minutes. It tells you what kind of player they are.
Correct.
Here's Edwards. Fallow. Hounds, of course, have Trevor Ahmad available on the bench. The rotation after playing in midweek, 6 changes to the starting 11, and the man who had done all of the goal scoring in recent rounds. In fact, he's had scored the last 4 goals for Pittsburgh before Goldthorpe's opener today. He is available on the bench. Quite the same intensity from Ryan Martin's team that they showed at the start of the opening 45.
Yeah, these sequences, like you mentioned, that Pittsburgh are so good in, Oakland are going to have to answer the bell.
Good ball for Jacqueson to chase down, but Mikoy is really stepping up on that far side.
The game is so much harder when you're down a goal because the other team now understands they don't have to gamble or push forward or be adventurous, especially on the road. They can now just be a little bit more conservative and try to play the ball in behind when the attacking team comes forward.
Delivered in, it slips through, it's loose in a 6-yard box. The Hounds maybe get away with one.
I mean, Charles Hall's delivery got through a couple of shoots for Goldthorpe to eventually scoring. We just saw a similar sort of scenario, but the ball was on the ground rather than the air.
This is Lepley. Katingi cutting inside now. Right back. Playing in that inside channel. Opens up space for Jacqueson. Wolfgang Prentice to work out wide. Fallow. Here's Tingy now. Good delivery for Wilson. Redirected, and Prentice couldn't quite latch on. That ball appeared to roll past. It's no indication yet from the referee. Prentice lifts it in again for Wilson. Well, twice, Peter Wilson, the intended target. And Hackshaw is fouled, wins a free kick.
Well, they're committing 4 forwards now, with Wolfgang now pinching inside to support. So there's so many shirts to pick out when they get to the attacking third.
Curled in again, looking for Wilson. Mikoy there.
I thought Wilson had a really good chance at that first post with that initial cross that seemed to roll past his leg. I thought that was their best chance in those 2 sequences.
Gedwanga, by the way, is essentially part of the back line now. He's alongside Hackshaw. Edwards to his right. Fallow has to adjust. A poor pass out of the back, given away to Mertz to return the favor. Well, an opportunity. And the Hounds let them off the hook. Jackson. Switch of play, doesn't get all the way through. Wolfgang Prentice is there, now to Vicente. Prentice continues his run to the byline and didn't have the room to roam.
Full credit to Pittsburgh. 7 players staying compact. And here's a look at the replay. Down on this right-hand side, Jackerson hit this out to overload. But he takes a change of pace again, Dre, and he puts the ball right in the danger area. I'll tell you what, it wasn't Wilson. I think I better look at the first post here. It was Wilson.
This was the second one. First one goes through Lepley and then Wilson. Second one goes directly to Wilson.
Yeah, that one was the best chance for them to convert.
Neither was comfortable, but those are those kinds of balls that Wilson is so known for pouncing on.
Yeah.
Penalty box predator to finish. There's Edwards. Tingy. Vallow over the top. Jackerson takes it in stride, and McCoy stands his ground once more.
But I tell you what, McCoy, this is his first year as a pro, but he's playing like a veteran, using his wide body. I mean, he does have some pedigree behind him.
Well, Roots fans, it is not too late to celebrate the history of the Coliseum in person at Oakland Roots. Sign up now for our Coliseum Countdown Pack. Get all the perks of membership for the rest of the year. Visit oaklandrootssc.com/tickets or call the number at the top of your screen there to lock in your tickets today.
Well, they can't fault the fans. They are full of energy and they love the Oakland Roots team. No sign of Tommy McCabe on the sidelines.
We've not had a look at him. From the way that they were holding on to that bit of paper near his ear, got the sense that he may need stitches, or it was bad enough that they could not stop the bleeding.
Yeah. Maybe he's at the hospital.
McCoy trying to usher the ball out, and it will be a goal kick.
How many times have they tried to get past this large defender in McCoy? He's used his body.
Former Kentucky Wildcat. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on TUDN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Just go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. We started through Campusano. How's your Spanish, Ryan? I'll send you over to the other broadcast.
Un poquito.
Muy bien. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Vallow. Wilson laying it off. Garuanga. Goldthorpe was there to clean up. They have wrestled back control of this game, Oakland Roots. Can they find an equalizing goal? Here's Prentice. Somehow managed to keep that in, or did he? No. Out of control. Wolfgang Prentice.
Yeah, they rely so heavily on him in the attacking third to create something, that bit of danger or adventure we talked about when you ask the question what they need. Well, they need Wolfgang Prentice to really get locked in, and he's not locked in by the looks of it there.
Goldthorpe commits the foul.
Now, if my memory serves me correct, he's on a yellow card.
He's the only player booked so far. Picked up a yellow back in the 10th minute.
And I tell you what, we're going by the rules of the game here. Remember, we had a discussion early on about second yellow. Look at this. Does he actually even go for the ball here? No chance. Just clips the player's legs. Cynical challenge. And now he's at the mercy of the referee. And the referee turns a blind eye, which is fine. But he's walking. He asks the question to the referee. And that referee could have answered that question with a red card.
Right at halftime, the possession figure for Oakland Roots was 73%.
That's all?
Impressive. Second half, it's up to 80.
Whew. Now 99 passes to 25. That's 100 right there.
Tick toward the hour mark. Ryan Martin lining up what will be his second substitution of the game. His first tactical change. Here's Hackshaw. Possession short circuits. Lepley now, it's a good switch of play. De Vicente trying to pull it back onto his right. And a good effort defensively.
De Vicente is so left-footed that the defender almost dared him to come back onto that right foot. And as soon as he did, I should have done play.
Well, this will allow for the changes. We're going to see Sam Bassett check in. He'll replace the debutant Yusu Kanome. So a striker out, an attacking midfielder comes on to replace him. Meanwhile, Oakland Roots will also make a change with Danny Trejo checking in. He'll take over from Tucker Lepley. So another attacking player comes in to replace the midfielder.
Yeah, he's crafty, he's shifty, Danny Trejo, but he just doesn't have the goals to support his talent. Just one goal in 20 appearances so far in the USL Championship this season.
First touch here for Trejo. Garuanga. De Vicente. Pittsburgh defending deep. Using the full width of the pitch. Keegan Tingy. Edwards, the center back. Florian Velo. Prodding their way through the Hounds' shape. Trying to find inroads.
If they switch quickly, they're going to have De Vicente on his left-hand side with some room to play with.
Hackshaw spots him. Here's De Vicente. Trejo wants it, gets it. As De Vicente continues his run. This is Danny Trejo against Souza. Trejo squeezes the cross in. Wasn't a bad idea. The deflection took all the sting off of it. Hackshaw now scrambles back. Has to get there ahead of Dequan. Does. McIntosh under pressure. Garuanga. Bobosi. It's a clever pass to find Wilson. Settles it. Vicente. Getting it back from Prentice. It's being made by Valo and not picked out. It's Prentice instead out wide. Trejo. Wolfgang Prentice trying to get in behind. What an effort for Max Vieira. And he does give away a corner.
Max Vieira has been spectacular so far in this match. Blocking all the crosses. He set up the goal for the first one, or the only goal so far. He hasn't put a wrong foot tonight to go along with Owen McCoy on the other side.
Fourth corner kick for the Roots. Valo stands over the ball. Valo delivers. It's Wilson. An ambitious glancing header from that angle. Well, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Roots with 5 shots, but none have been between the sticks as of yet. Lozano has 4 clean sheets this season, working on a 5th without making a save. Here's Biaduanga. He was closed down very quickly by Bassett. It's a tough pass from Goldthorpe for Mertz.
And to think that Pittsburgh still has Trevor Aman on the bench if needed. Talk about a weapon.
Bassett. Able to open it up. This is promising for the Hounds. Delivered back post intended for Dikwa. Need a better service from Charles Hall.
Well, this started with Max Vieira, who's playing with such great confidence, coming up from right back, then pitching inside.
Here's Tingy. That's a poor pass from Biaduanga out of the back. Good bit of pressure from Tingy to help win it back. It's a pattern we've seen all game long where Biaduanga will drop in between the central defenders Edwards and Hackshaw. Team's gotten sloppy, and you suspect that's the way the Hounds want it.
Yeah, we saw the Hounds muddy the waters just after the goal in the first half, and they continued that trend for about at least 15 minutes after that. And then Oakland started to get a foothold on the game again. They started this second half full of confidence and full of adventure. Now Pittsburgh has muddied the waters again.
Bassett, Walty.
Walty's one of those disciplined, versatile players for this Pittsburgh team. Usually plays holding midfield.
Absolutely love his game, and it's not the kind of thing that'll stand up on the stat sheet more often than not, but he's a fluidity about the way he plays. And
speaking about Gabi and Atletico Madrid,
go on. So Walty floats this one into the heart of the area. It's not a bad delivery. Vieira has that effort blocked. Souza. Now Mertz. Souza's closed down. Confident touches from the center back. Oh, flighted in, it reaches all on the back post. And Jacqueson is taking it back.
What a tackle by Walty. Wilson had a chance to break free and pull away from the back with a great counter-attack. And Walty just stood him up. And now Pittsburgh have the ball yet again.
Vieira. Lifted up for Dikwa. Again, everything in the wide areas. So far, contained. A lot of football left. Not the time for Pittsburgh to take the foot off the accelerator as Trejo slides in to help win this one back. Here's Peter Wilson. Now Trejo with Wilson to his left. Jacqueson on his right is Jacqueson. Against Kelp. Tingy arriving in that central channel. And Valo got there late and commits the foul.
One of their trademarks is being able to stay together as a group. But as fatigue sets in, the rubber band, as we call it, starts to stretch. And the more the rubber band stretches, the worse off for the team. And we saw that with Oakland just now.
Well, we're going to see wholesale changes now as Perrin Barnes checks in. He'll replace Elliot Goldthorpe, but likely will make up part of the back line. That should see Max Vieira join the midfield. Denny Griffin also checking in. He'll replace Jackson Walty. That's a like-for-like change in the midfield. Like-for-like up top where Trevor Amon checks in. He replaces Albert Dikwa in attack. And lastly, we'll see the introduction of Junior Etu. He takes over from Charles All.
Talk about veteran players coming in. Junior Eto, left-sided player, can cover every blade of grass from byline to byline, from touchline to touchline. And he gets a chance to come in to try and see this game through.
I'll join Oakland Roots at the Oakland Coliseum on August 15th for Pride Night as the Roots take on Monterey Bay FC. Single game tickets still available. Visit oaklandrootssc.com/tickets or call 510-488-1144 to secure your seats today.
To go along with Eto, Danny Griffin, who's captained this team for so long, got a chance to get a rest today. Now with Aman, comes onto the pitch again with 22 minutes remaining. We'll try and put the exclamation mark on this match.
That does, by the way, exhaust the 5 substitutions. You brought in Sam Bassett to replace Sukuname at the hour mark, and now 8 minutes later, Aman, Etu, Barnes, and Griffin all checking in.
Here's your rhythm section. They keep going, they keep playing, urging their team on. What an environment in this Oakland Roots game. 4 matches, something to behold in USL.
From hours before kickoff all the way to the parking lot after the match. Cub sends that away. Prentice in a more central area, poked loose by Souza, expertly timed. Etu. Kelp. Once again, it's Etu. Tell you what, few players get stuck in as much as Etu does. In every game he plays, he's always right in the mix of every physical altercation.
True professional. But Edwards is pleading his case. He got all ball, and he still walks away with a yellow card.
First Roots player to be booked.
Here comes that replay. Look at Edwards. He's picked him up. And that is as clean as you get.
It's not clear to me what he saw to not just give a foul, but a bookable offense. That's referee Mohammed Hassan.
Still shaking his head. I can understand why.
4th yellow this season for Michael Edwards. 20 minutes left. Since the 20th minute. That's a good ball for Trejo down the middle. It's Trejo against the world. Danny Trejo into the area. And Campuzano goes to ground.
Looks like Danny Trejo just got a flat tire. Just grabbed that hamstring. That was his moment to shine. And he only just came on a few minutes ago. And looks like he's in a world of trouble. Yep.
Yeah, limping and asking for the substitution, Danny Trejo. He's only been on about 9 minutes, maybe 10.
Well, his nightmare continues.
And just 1 goal this season for Danny Trejo. Won the 2023 USL Championship title with Phoenix. Won his first full season with Oakland. And he felt something here.
Superb ball by Jacquesson. That's 3rd touch. Allowed Campuzano to come in. The 3rd touch also caused a flat tire.
I wonder whether he'd warmed up sufficiently. Trejo, it's a moot point now. He has to exit. And so it is Faisal Batash who comes on to replace him. Also in his first full season with Oakland. Former Tulsa man. So Trejo came in off the bench to replace Lepley and now has to be replaced by Batash.
Well, Batash is a creative player. He's not exactly the player that you put the ball in front of him and he drives forward like Trejo. He's a creative forward who plays behind the center forward usually.
That also, by the way, exhausts the substitutions for Ryan Martin because it uses up a third and final window. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. What is not quite what we saw from Hartford this season, where the injury carousel is in full spin. Happened here. So referee Mohamed Hassan. I'll have a word with Ahmed. But that's 2 injuries picked up by Roots players in this game. They lost McCabe in the 33rd, and then Trejo.
Now the frustration for Valo, the frustration with Valo is that Edwards was just yellow carded for a clean tackle on the ball, and now a cynical challenge on him.
First the shirt pull might have been enough, but then the kick down as well.
And the card stays in the pocket.
Hounds advancing their lines, looking to put pressure. Faisal. His last touch by Prentice, no foul on the play. The Hounds have a throw.
Well, it's all uphill. When you're at home, down a goal, you've dominated possession. Balls in the final third, balls into the opposing half, and still nothing to show for it. And when you're on a 4-game slide, looking at number 5, frustration starts to set in. This Oakland team really starting to feel it in their body language.
Quarter of an hour remains. This has been a dangerous period of time for Oakland. They've conceded 14 of their 27 goals this season after the 60th minute. In fact, the average last goal conceded for them is right here, 75th minute. Hackshaw. Vicente has been playing within himself for much of this game. Used to seeing him create more chances from the run of play.
Yeah, big question is, when does he cut loose and move forward and take the responsibility? Not to create a chance, but to get the position up
That's
front.
a wonderful ball by Faisal. Just won't get there.
One of Pittsburgh's Achilles' heels is that they're so compact that if you overload on either side, you'll have opportunities to get the ball back in with ease. And you hope De Vicente can exploit that, this left-hand side. It looks like he's just answered the bell. He's pushed right up on this left-hand side now.
So well inside the final quarter of an hour of normal time. It's a fragile lead for the Riverhounds. A goal to Nilsson's the 20th minute of this game. Gonna find an insurance goal here. Flipped over the top. Kelp somehow gets away. Crossed in back post. McIntosh gets a touch. Now Valo. Prentice was closed down by Barnes.
Well, just like the rest of the Pittsburgh back line, Lassie Kelp has had a great match so far. A little bit of skill to buy some delight. Former 2025 Big Ten Player of the Year. Wow.
Here they come once more. Numbers back in defense, but they've allowed a gap here for Bassett. Couldn't keep his shot down.
Well, a man stole the ball from an errant pass. When he got the ball into Bassett, Neville Hackshaw did not bite on any dribble, didn't bite on any shift, just stayed in his position and he made Bassett do something very complicated. A shot while falling off balance or tipping off balance.
Vitash will send it wide. Jackson with Miko out to meet him.
Here's Aman into Bassett. Now look at Hackshaw. He's just keeping the angle, making sure that Bassett will have to do something complicated to get the ball on target.
Roots have yet to produce a shot on target in this game. They trail by a goal to nil. Back the other way comes Max Vieira. Bassett trying to knock this one down for Aman. It's Edwards who comes away in possession. Jackson against Kelp. Vitash showing himself as an option. Vitash. Throwing himself in the way there. Well, if you can't watch the match, turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and plenty more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
There's those fabulous kids from Oakland.
Tell you what, something about the West and Northwest in particular, Oakland Roots and Portland Thorns will be the best merch in all of U.S. soccer. USL Championship and NWSL.
Set the tone.
Meanwhile, Victor Souza is in some discomfort. This injury timeout is brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Anthem is transforming healthcare by improving the health of our local communities. Well, they have already exhausted all of their substitutions. Oakland, you know, have not, and it looks like as though the Roots so the McCabe substitution must have been a concussion substitution, because there's an additional sub for Pittsburgh. And Jan Vactor will come on to replace Victor Souza, like for like, in central defense. Sixth substitution with 10 left to play. Camposano will watch this one out.
Due to Pittsburgh's discipline and understanding what the game needs on the road, compact, keeping Oakland out on the sides, having a defensive identity. Now we've reached the last 9 minutes of the match, and Oakland really can't figure it out. Their players such as Valo and company are so comfortable coming through the middle that coming around the sides will turn Wilson into somebody who has to beat 3 centre-backs to get the ball in the air, or beat 3 centre-backs to get to the ball first on a volley or a tap-in. It's just such a tall hill to climb right now, and they don't have a plan B.
What they do have is a Peter Wilson up top, and they just need a ball to bounce his way.
Yes.
Edwards, Tingy, closed down very quickly.
Substitution Oakland Roots coming in the 83rd minute. Now on the field, number 23, Julian Bravo.
So the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. A couple of changes there for Oakland, with Julian Bravo coming on for Jesus de Vicente, while Jackson Keel gets a nod in place of Bobosi Pieruanga. Just a 1-goal lead still for the Hounds. Jacqueline couldn't bring this under control. Middle, this falls for Wolfgang Prentice. Bravo. Batash. Vallo pulling the strings in the midfield. Here's Hackshaw. Lovely ball out wide for Tingy in traffic. Solved it well.
Changing the point of attack with pace opens up space for the players. Even Hackshaw has to find another black shirt.
Wolfgang Prentice in trouble. Poked loose, but it's just out of play. It's Barnes. Has to touch it.
This Pittsburgh team has shown if you do switch the sides quickly, you will find a lot of space on the other side because they sit so compact.
Faisal Batash pouncing on the loose ball. Jacqueline taking up a more central position. He was troubled by Mertz. And Mertz gets it back. Set 2 flies forward. Mikoy. Pressure coming Campusano's way. Smartly nodded back to McIntosh.
What a workmanlike effort by Pittsburgh tonight. Really?
Look, McIntosh and Hackshaw not on the same page there, but luckily got away with it.
I mean, it shows the mantle of a defending champion to come into an Oakland team that's desperate for a win. Started the game terrifically. Couldn't maintain that and find a way at this point to be in a good position.
Frustration seeping through for Oakland Roots. 4 minutes left of the 90.
Well, he's picked up the pace on the sidelines, Ryan Martin. Now he's picked up the volume as well.
And let's get on with it, he says. They've outshot Pittsburgh 7-6, but no shots on target. No saves required from Campusano. Ryan Martin talked about making Campusano the Riverhounds' top passer with their pressure, but forgot about making him make a save here and there.
Yeah, that never came to fruition.
Floated over the top. As Wilson waits in the middle. Good help throwing his body in the way. Well, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice.
Well, they come young and old. And the kids are enjoying an incredible Saturday night in Oakland. So family friendly. The roots and soul alive and well.
Let's roll back. Jacqueline tripped up. He was fouled. And Mohamed Hassan once again flashes a yellow card. Griffin, the substitute. First yellow card this season for Griffin. Not quite as many stoppages in this second half. Time is not on the side of the hosts, Oakland Roots, who trail a goal to nil.
Just saw the legend Danny Griffin. He may be small, but boy, he plays big.
80 seconds left of the 90 minutes. This is Jackerson against Kelp. Edwards. Roots dangerously close to a 5th consecutive loss across all competitions. 4 in the championship, 1 in cup play. Prentice. Wolfgang Prentice looking for an opening. Now Barnes. Didn't quite pull it off there, Prentice. The ball did cross the line. It'll be a goal kick. That last bit happened so quickly. Did he rub one of that attempted cross? In any case, it crossed the line.
Yeah, I think I missed that too.
Sano gets his back underway. The final few seconds tick off of the 90 minutes. So 3 much-needed points for both sides, and as it stands, the Hounds will come away with them. Bravo. Prentice. So 5 minutes added on. It's a bit of a lifeline for the Roots. They'll play at least until the end of the 95th. Bertash.
Oh, nice touch.
Jackerson. Now Tingy. Wilson waits in the middle. Ball delivered in just beyond Wilson. It's Prentice. Needs an extra touch to settle. Bertash delivers back post and rising. Campuzano plucks it out of the air. That's as close to a save as he's had to make all night.
It starts with Jackerson's flick. Excellent cross into the box. Had Pittsburgh facing their own half. Their own goal, rather. And Bertash just too close to Campuzano. A keeper of that quality is just going to gobble up those type of crosses.
Huge moment in the context of this match. Trying to slip the through ball in. Kelp was alert to the danger, but a foul a little further back after the pass. Free kick from a long way out for the Roots. For all their possession late, Jackson Kill has not had a touch since coming on. Former Stanford striker, now a rookie in the USL Championship. Prentice. Bravo. Hackshaw. Valo. Tingy. Here's Jackerson sliding in behind. Looking to beat 2 defenders. Gets past Mikoy. Valo. A little bit of confusion at the back there. Griffin able to get this away.
Brilliant stuff. Again, he was a big man at the back. Owen McCoy screening off his player. Took his time, didn't panic. Campuzano was right in front of him. And he just found the outlet.
That's a good ball in across the mouth of goal. It's Wolfgang Prentice laying it off now. Julian Bravo pulled back. Bertash. Bravo again. Wilson, the intended target at the back post, doesn't find him. Here's Valo. That's an important interception by Kelp. They've covered so well for each other defensively, Pittsburgh. Half chances here and there for Oakland roots, but nothing definitive. Clear way back to an equalizer. Kill trying to settle that. Look out. Can they find a second the other way? It looked a clear foul, nothing given. And Amon finally draws the referee's whistle. Free kick for the Hounds.
Well, he absorbed the contact the first time. Referee said play on. He stayed with it. Somehow flicked the ball over the first challenge and drew the foul. Just give you a quick snapshot of Amon's skill, versatility, and tenacity.
Pittsburgh would improve to 26 points. And they would have a 6-point gap on 9th place Hartford. Huge 3 points on the road. Next Vieira. This one's played into space for Griffin, the early cross. Hackshaw sent it away.
Huge 6-point swing. Like you said, Hartford lost tonight.
Yep.
Pittsburgh a minute away from a win.
Indy lost and Hartford lost. So two teams straddling the playoff line in the East.
Wow. Any given Saturday.
This is Valo. Etu. Happy to take this ball to the corner flag. So we're into the 5th and final minute of a minimum 5 added on. Challenging in the air. Wilson settles at the edge of the final third. It's gone against the Roots. They've made nothing comfortable for him today in this contest, Peter Wilson.
Just had that one sliver of daylight for the entire match. And they have just stayed, kept the trees around him, 3 big trees. Stayed compact, stopped the service coming in directly, forced them outside. Made them do something they were uncomfortable doing.
He's had an unbelievable run of recent form, Peter Wilson. Looking at hat trick against Las Vegas, a brace against Phoenix, 10 goals in 10 games. But there's the final whistle. A gritty, committed performance from the defending champions as the Pittsburgh Riverhounds get back on the win column. They take all 3 points from the Coliseum. Elliot Goldthorpe's goal in the 20th minute proved to be the difference. 1-0, the final score.
Brilliant start for Oakland. They fell asleep at the wheel just for like 2 minutes, gave up the goal, and that took them off of their pedestal. They could never climb back on top of their podium.
Well, the fighter of the match is presented by Modelo, and it's DeVille Hackshaw. A reward for those with a fighting spirit. Modelo, mark of a fighter.
Just had very few wrong-footed. He didn't play the perfect game, but I tell you what, he was in the right position at the right time, and his distribution from the back was spectacular for this Oakland team. And he was very much involved throughout the entire match with their possession.
Breaking up play, breaking through lines, but coming away on the wrong side of a 1-0 result. The Riverhounds take it on their first trip out west. Goldthorpe's winner gives them all 3 points and some cushion in the playoff race.
Here, soccer is a movement, more than just a game, that inspired us to be more than just a name on a jersey, more than a health insurance company, and more involved in helping Oakland grow. I'ma stay true to my roots, because in this town, we play for good. Let the rest do what it do. There's one thing I'ma do.
A lot of people don't know this about UCSF, but we have more female sports doctors than anywhere else in the country.
Our Women's Sports Medicine Center is the first clinic in the Bay Area to focus on female patients. We would reconstruct the ACL. Our bodies are different. Our injuries are different.
We are constantly staying up to date on the latest science.
And we're all athletes ourselves, so we understand what their goals are.
We love to help athletes get back to doing what they love.
UCSF Health.
Full-time highlights are presented by Mercado and Sacramento. As the Pittsburgh Riverhounds break their duck, a 1-goal
ability and positioning.
And so here's a look at the full 90-minute stats. These are the simple numbers as Oakland Roots outshoot Pittsburgh 7-6, but they failed to put a shot on target despite 73% possession.
And almost triple the amount of passes. Also led in the passes into the box, passes into the final third. But however, excellent defensive performance by Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Look like champions tonight. A grind-out tough win on the road to keep them in the race in the East.
So the Hounds improved to 26 points. They're in 5th place in the Eastern Conference, 6 points clear of 9th Hartford. A brilliant night for the defending champions out west. For Ryan Davis, I'm Dre Cordero. Thanks for joining us. Week 22 in the USL Championship in the books. Final score one final time from the Oakland Coliseum. Pittsburgh Riverhounds 1, Oakland Roots 0. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.